story of Hollywood. But who wants to hear it? They're looking for something else. Who took off whose panties behind the piano while the director shot the producer in the head? People want to know stuff like that, even if it isn't true. Bronislaw Capra. Hollywood drew envy. All that money and power. People like to ridicule Hollywood. Oh, that's Hollywood. Everything is typical Hollywood. Oh, he's going Hollywood. Nobody says he's going San Francisco. No, he's going Hollywood, where everyone really secretly wanted to go. George Cukor. Hollywood throughout the years was always a real stop on the bus. People were very interested in everything that went on in Hollywood. It was rich. It was exciting. It had all the glamorous people. Everybody wanted to come to Hollywood. But when they got here, they found these glamorous people had to get up at 6 in the morning and work until 7 at night. From that point of view, it was a little disappointing. Frank Capra. Hollywood. What the hell good could come out of a Hollywood? 3,000 miles west of the Hudson River, where nothing west of the Hudson was any good anyhow? A little town way out in the west, a little bit of a dusty burg called Hollywood? Ah, but here film was being made, being sold, being canned, being shipped. We invented it. We created it. This enormous thing that has the tremendous power to move and influence. An art form and a business. Hollywood. Vincent Sherman. What started out as a nickel-and-dime honky-tonk business grew to be a great industry. They gave employment to many people doing all kinds of jobs, all of which had to be coordinated and put together. Some great films were turned out during this period. A town was created as a result of the picture business, Hollywood. I would say that the films that Hollywood made stood at the forefront of the entire world. Hollywood became a legend. Alan Dwan. In the beginning, of course, it wasn't Hollywood. Films were being made all over the country. New York City, New Jersey, Florida, Chicago, St. Louis, Arizona, and New Mexico, Oregon, San Francisco, and San Diego, everywhere. And nobody knew they were going to work in the movies because there was no such thing, really, when they were born. Everybody originally planned to do some other thing to make a living. Hal Moore. You couldn't dream about being in a business that didn't exist yet. Tay Garnett. As a matter of fact, I don't think it ever occurred to anybody that the movies would ever be a business. Leo McCarey. I planned to be a lawyer. I even practiced. I started out very young and they mistook me for the office boy. I was a very poor lawyer. A discouraging factor in my legal career is that I lost every case. One day a client was chasing me down the street. I saw a friend of mine who called out, "What are you doing, Leo?" And I said, still running, "Practicing law." Raoul Walsh. I was an actor. I was terrible, just terrible. It's a wonder I wasn't shot. Charles Lemaire. I was a song plugger. I was a soda jerk. I did all kinds of things.
Gertrude Astor. I was kind of silly when I was young. I learned to play the trombone, first on a valve trombone, and then on a slide trombone. And then I was told by everyone that ladies didn't do that. Ladies didn't play, wind instruments, or they weren't ladies.
Fritz Lang. I ran away from home when I was 18 or 19. Anybody who wants to be somebody should run away from home. I wanted to be a painter, so I ran to Paris. I made a little money doing a stupid comedy act in a cabaret. Hoot Gibson. I never had plans to be anything. I was born August 6th, 1892, in a small town called Tacoma, Nebraska, on the eastern side of the Rosebud Reservation. I was raised there. I went to school there through the 7th grade. I started riding my first horse when I was 2.5 years old. Well, my first pony. The country around Tacoma was made up of horses, cattle, and farming. I never took to farming very well, and cattle weren't anything to me, but I was crazy about horses. I was always with the horses. That was my life. I just planned to live with horses and ride horses. Fred Zinnemann. Actually, I'm a disappointed musician. Howard Hawks. I studied engineering in college. Well, I didn't like engineering. In my vacation from school time, I drove race cars, and I did a lot of flying.
Edith Head. Very simply, I lived in mining.